the talk that matters.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you.
I am in the studio of Twigge with a young person, very passionate. Welcome to the studio. Would you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Yes, my name is Alfani. I'm a student. I'm taking IT at uni. Yes.
You mean University of Burundi?
No, University di Latin.
All right, that's wonderful. Specifically, the reason why you're here is that we love those who are making an impact in their society, and we are all about making an impact. So, can you tell us one of the things that makes you feel like you want to do something beyond what you can, something that passionates you, something that attracts you to do the better version of yourself?
I think I have a lot of aspirations. The first one for me is ambition. Ambition, past, doing new things and challenges. And when it comes to ambition, is when you have that kind of feel of reaching your goals. And when it comes to the past,
You mean past impact, right?
yeah, past impacts.
All right.
When you look back at your past and think of the sad times you went through, you know, I think you should take that as a way of pushing yourself forward and learn from the past.
All right.
Yeah, I think.
What about the beautiful things? Like maybe a person might see you and say, as young as you are, have you passed through some sad times or maybe challenging times, you know?
Yeah. Maybe for example, let's say you were a footballer and you were playing football, but you didn't reach the standards that you wanted at times.
Okay.
Then you feel like that's a failure. Then you feel like you want to give up. So that's a good example to show, you know, when you go through sad times, you don't have to give up. You have to carry on, and take it as a way of learn from those sad times.
All right. So I'm trying to understand that it feels like you are very passionate, or maybe you were very passionate about football, soccer as they call it in American English. This passion, what about now? Are you still having that same passion, or would you tell us how far you are with it?
About football now, I think no, the dreams changed. Now football is like a hobby for me. You know, when I was younger, I used to think like I'll become a footballer one day.
All right.
You know, as time goes by, it's how your mentality changes. You kind of find yourself into another field. Right now, I feel like you know, football is a hobby, and my dream right now is to be a journalist.
All right.
Yes.
That's wonderful. We will talk about that in a very few moments. I would love to know, you know, I know you since, I think it's a couple of years now, and we've been always trying to see ways we can talk to one another, but it's been not easy. But anyways, now, thank God, we are able to meet. I once listened to you when you were, you were commentating the football match, right? How everything was going on, and it feels like you're very knowledgeable when it comes to football. I hear you talking about, you know, football players, like the statistics, you know, things like that, and I say, okay, it was very interesting. So if you don't mind, can you give us like a bit of it and here? Yes, just a short moment.
Just like commentating a football match.
Yes.
Welcome to Anfield. We are live to broadcast the game between Liverpool and Manchester United. This is one of the famous game in England, Liverpool, Manchester United. I think that's enough. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you could go much more because when I once heard you, I thought, is this a BBC journalist or something? I mean, frankly speaking.
Yeah.
So, of course, maybe when you feel like it, when you're ready, you would tell me, and then we can maybe round up with that.
Yes.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much. So now, Alfani, let's talk about the impact that you feel like you've made so far. Not just like as a person, because obviously I know you've developed yourself as a person, but I'd like to hear from you if there is anything like an impact that you have been able to achieve and affect your society.
All right.
Positively, of course.
I think the impact that I have for the society is to do my bit, to do everything I can to help those who are around me. I've got friends who want to learn English, and I feel like I'm good at English, so I can help them.
Indeed, I believe you are.
Yes, exactly. So I think that's the impact I have.
So you've been teaching young people English?
Yes.
Your friends?
Friends, and even adults. Yeah.
Have you been doing it as a volunteer or doing this? Has it ever been a source of income to you?
I think I've used it in both ways.
All right, that's wonderful.
Yeah, in both ways.
All right, so talking about English, it feels like you are an English person. Not just an American English, because there's this difference between American English and British English, right? So I would like to know, can you tell us a little bit about your English learning path? The things you passed through and how you came about with the, pronunciation of British English, and if it's your passion, so that we can let other people know, because obviously someone would tell or would imagine how hard was it, or maybe how easy was it? Yes.
I like reading books, listening to English programs, things like that. I think reading, watching English programs, I think that was the strategy that I used when I started learning English.
Okay. Of course, I know you're from the North area, and we know North area those quarters are like Chibitoke, Takura, Kinama, and that part of the Bujumbura town where we're from actually. We are known to be speaking American English most of the time. So I'd love to hear how you came up with the British English with that very very keen pronunciation. Because I understand you've been reading books, of course, but is there any particularity to it?
I think it's because of watching football. I do watch the Premier League. The Premier League from England.
Okay. So I understand.
Those football pundits, most of them are English. Their accent is completely British. So I took that as a way of imitating them, the way they speak, their intonations, things like that.
All right, thank you. So earlier you talked about being a journalist, and I would like that you would tell us what kind of journalist would you like to be, because we know in journalism we have
too many fields.
Yeah, right. So would you be a journalist in politics, economics, in what exactly?
My field is based on sports and entertainment.
All right. I feel like you, even though maybe you missed that part of being a renowned footballer, I think now you will take that revenge in being, that journalist. All right. It's great to hear that. No. Now, one of the last question I would love to hear, because this obviously was a quick interview, but I wanted obviously like maybe 1 or 2 days after, or maybe it's one of those days, we will see ways how we can teach and help our audience to know exactly maybe some of the ways they can take to upgrade their English level and polish their English skills. Because obviously also on Twitter we have English teaching lessons. And but now I want to ask this question. We as young people, we have dreams. We are talking about youth with dreams. Now, how can you tell that you will surely achieve your dream, especially when you feel like you are in a country or maybe in an environment that does not really help you to, or maybe that is not conducive. You feel like I am more energetic, but the environment is not,
It's not supportive.
Exactly. So how do you deal with that? How do you manage? How do you cope with that?
I think when you have determination and strategy and also patience, when you have those three things, I think you have to focus on what you do all the time. You fall today, but that's not the end of the world. Stand tall, stand up and carry on your path. Yeah. Even though you're in an environment which is, really difficult to deal with, but I think that shouldn't be an excuse. You have to carry on your path, take your determination, strategy, and also patience. I think when you have those three things, there's no way of saying this is the end. You have to carry on your path. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Alfani. So now, as we are wrapping up with this, what do you think about learning? What do you think about learning new skills? What are your recommendations to those who feel like, as soon as I finish my high school, as soon as I finish my university, there's nothing else to learn. I'm good with that. Is there anything you would recommend someone thinking that way?
My recommendation is determination, strategy, and patience. Yeah.
So those are the things to stay with. And
when you want to reach your goals.
All right.
Yeah.
So in other words, it's like learning is an ever-going process.
Yes.
There's no stopping by.
No stopping. Exactly.
All right. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you. Obviously, this is your first time to be with us. Hopefully, it's not the last.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have 2 or 3 words to tell to our audience as we conclude this?
It's been great to be here. I've enjoyed the show and I hope we'll be together next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wish you the best of success.
Thank you a lot.
See you. Stay tuned for more programs, epic programs that will help you to improve all spheres of life. Stay tuned. See you soon.